Hey, Lisa Jenkins here. So today, what are you doing today? So I have one major action step for you today. Okay, you want to hear this? Because this is big. This is so big. All right. Today, I want you to take a challenge for yourself. Before I tell you all about it, I want you to clear like your headspace right now, because what I am going to unleash to you is something that might be a little bit hard. Okay, so just be ready for that. And you will have this in the guide. It's going to explain all kinds of things about this challenge, but why this challenge? Because there's so many thoughts that come into our headspace, into our life in any given day. You have 30 to 60,000 thoughts already in your head. And there's so many things that are added on top of that it's really hard to take the right action. It's really hard to get into action sometimes. It is really hard to know what you should be doing or what decisions should be made. Some people will read those books and they don't know what to do next, except for, hey, I read this awesome book, I'm going to tell everybody about it, but then it's kind of put on the shelf and it's never gone back to, right? Some people turn on the news, and when they hear all of the things going on in this world, they get fired up and they start yelling and they take it out on their kids, or it creates this road rage just because their energy is matching what they just watched on TV. Some people, oh my gosh, some people have a hard time getting on Facebook because they're seeing all this negative stuff happening all the time, and they get themselves so involved in it that they're commenting and they're blowing up and they're mad and this and that. And I get it. There was like a police chase the other day, and man, it came across my phone, and here we are watching it. But how does that affect our energy? How does that affect our headspace? How does that help us get where we are going? Besides being in the know, and I totally get that, right? So what I'm asking you to do is an information detox. This information detox is going to help you get rid of all of that clutter, all of that stuff that could be affecting you on your journey. I'm not asking you to do this forever. I'm not telling you that you have to do this for the rest of your life. I'm asking you to decide which distraction you need to get rid of. Some people have done it all. Some people have picked one thing that really majorly distracts them, like the news, and they stop watching it. Okay. I have a client that actually, we talked on the phone, and he said, I am usually, Lisa, on my game, and he is 100% right. Always on his game, always playing to win. And he said, I am not taking the right action. And I said, or taking action at all. I feel confused. I feel like I'm not making the right decisions. And I said, yeah, tell me about your day. Tell me about all of the things that you're engaged in. And I got to tell you, it was the news, Facebook, emails that he's reading about the news, about things that were going on, text messages from people asking him questions and decisions that they need to make and getting his advice. And he's like being thrown into this negative vortex all the time. And he said, oh my God. And when we talked through that, I said, do you feel a little overwhelmed by all of that information and all of those things coming at you all the time? And he said, I do. Like, actually, now that you're talking to me about it, I think from the moment I wake up in the morning, my phone starts going off. I'm trying to get my workout in, and I feel like I can't breathe. And then I said, what do you do after that? He goes, well, I sit and watch the news for about an hour, drink my coffee. And I go, and then how do you feel after you watch that news? And he's like, never thought about it before. I feel aggravated. I feel frustrated because people are idiots and I don't know how to help them. And why isn't this person doing that? And Donald Trump that, and blah, 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 and on and on. And I said, so how do you think that affects you when you actually go to work or turn on your computer? He goes, I don't know. I mean, I spend half of the day trying to figure out, what is going on. And then I find myself going to the news feed, and then I'm reading all this stuff on Facebook. And I looked at him and I was like, stop it. Okay. You asked me to help you figure out where you are, why you feel foggy, why you feel confused, and why you feel like you are not like hitting goals and playing to win, and why you have an attitude with your spouse. And I said, do you understand all of that information and all of those things that you're putting into your headspace are affecting you? Like, that's not who God created you to be. And he's like, oh my gosh. Okay, coach, what do I do? He's like, what do I do? Right? And I said, stop. Don't watch the news. Limit your Facebook time. Like, you're in business. It's not like you can just turn Facebook off, but if you find yourself reading stuff, take it away. Take it away. Don't do it, right? If you, all of those things that are engaging your brain, because he also said he wasn't sleeping at night. I said, turn off anything an hour before. Don't watch anything that's going to engage your brain in a negative way, like horror movies. Like, stop that stuff right now. And I gotta tell you, he came back to me 2 days later and he goes, I played golf better than I've ever played golf in a long time. He's like, I feel so free. I feel like a weight's been lifted off of me. So I'm not telling you what you need to get rid of. I'm telling you to take an inventory of all of the things that you're doing in your life that are causing some of that just engagement. And you may not realize, because we all have blind spots, that it's creating a negative in your life. But I want you to think about that. What are the things that I'm engaged in during the day? And how is it affecting me? And then I want you to kind of take that out of your life. I had another woman, in a quick story, and I'm trying to make this video really fast, but I had another woman, she said, Lisa, I just don't know if I believe in God. She says, everybody keeps telling me that I should believe in God, that I have to believe in God, that there's something wrong with me. And she's like, I'm listening to all these sermons and I'm listening to this faith-based radio and I got all this stuff coming into my brain. And I feel like I cannot make a decision. And why I'm telling you this specific story is because sometimes it's really situational, okay? And I said, stop. Like, the reason that you're having all of these problems in your life could be because your spiritual foundation is really struggling, because you question yourself there and you're listening to everybody else. And I was like, that is the one thing that we have got to make sure is strong, okay? That you feel like you have that sturdy foundation, okay? And she said, okay, what do I do? And I said, stop going to church. Stop listening to talk radio. Stop listening to your friends who are forcing their opinion on you. I want you to spend time thinking about your journey without other people's opinions about what you should believe in and what you shouldn't believe in. And I need you to turn anything and everything off that is affecting that journey, from the spiritual radio shows that you talk to the pastor that you're getting mad at every Sunday because he's not doing anything wrong. He's doing what he's there to do. But you're mad at him when you leave church. I want you to turn that stuff off, and I want you to spend some time with just you and your brain. I want you to detox that. A week later, she came to me in tears and she said, I've heard things that I've never heard before. And I said, why do you think that's happening? She said, because I stopped listening to everybody else and I started listening to myself. I got the answers that I know is already inside of me, but guys, hear me out on this. It's really hard to do that when there's constant information coming in. There's constant opinions. There's constant suggestions. There's constant learning. There's constant all of this stuff that you have to do and keep up with. You already have to keep up with your life, your family, your kids, your business. Let's not add anything more on top of that, okay? So if you can take this challenge on, I want you to do an information detox. I want you to get rid of all of those things. It could be sugar for you. It could be soda. It could be the bad coffee habit that you have. And I'm not against that stuff. This is not a health lesson, okay? But if sugar is gonna enhance your brain and keep you wired all of the time, maybe you need to think about getting rid of that sugar for the next week, okay? Because sometimes that can affect you in a negative way. If it's like anything like that, I just want you to think about, can I take this challenge on? And if you are, I want you to go right to the Facebook group right now. Do it. I want you to let us know that you're doing it. Reach out, help, or you have questions. I love you. Now go join. Not wait to hear from you.